Well, it's said to become the world's largest collaborative mural. The American Mural Project is a celebration of the common man. It contains images of everyday people doing different jobs to achieve the American dream. The three-dimensional mural encompasses glass, ceramics, steel, fabric, and paint. It's housed in Winstead, and parts of it can be seen at the Hartford Public Library. Here to fill us in, please welcome the woman behind it all, artist Ellen Grizidick. Welcome to the show, Ellen. So great to have you.
It's so great to be here.
I've been trying to meet this woman for well over a year now. So I am delighted that you're here. Let's talk about the American Mural Project. How did you come up with this idea?
Well, it doesn't happen, Desiree, overnight. You don't come up with something this crazy in one fell swoop. It started really very simply. I went out to Boeing to do a painting of the 747, the fabrication of 747. I've always done very large paintings of people working, at least I have for the past 25 years. When I got out there, they build the 747 in the world's largest building, they claim. The scale is unbelievable. I couldn't get it big enough when I got back to the studio. There are many ways to do this. Artists will tell you can metaphorically do a very small thing. It's just, it must be compensation for being small or something. I just needed to blast this thing out of it. So I toyed with the idea of creating a piece where I got the engine back 32 feet in the air, the way I saw them assembling it. And my husband thought I was nuts. Our kids were like, what are you doing? And I thought, well, why don't I combine all of the workplaces I've been into one tribute to people who work in this country? And that's really how it started. So this world's largest collaborative mural did not start with me saying, I'm going to create the world's largest collaborative mural. It just sort of happened.
Wow. And it's been 10 years. I mean, this is your baby.
10 years.
10 years. And we were talking earlier. I asked her, well, how long before you think you'll be finished? And this is what she said. Another 10 years, right?
Well, either that or before I'm dead. I mean, one of the things that...
Come on, Ellen. Easy now.
Well, it's one of those things that has just morphed into something far greater than I would have ever imagined. And with it has come something that's more valuable than I ever thought possible. I started with the motivation to get kids involved because our own kids, who at the time were 12 and 15, were unaware completely of the nobility and the beauty of the work that I was seeing. And it was very frustrating because when I grew up in St. Louis, I knew everything my dad did. I knew all the things that were going on, and my dad knew everybody's name at the brewery. And I thought, what are we missing here in this country? You know, that this is sort of getting away from us. So the decision was made then to involve kids.
I love that, and really allowing them the opportunity to be proud of where they're from, tying in the American dream.
And give them some sense of it. Because, you know, we're at a time right now where things are changing fast, and there's very positive things happening. But I find in going across the country and everything, most of the time, kids have lost a sense of who they are and where they're going. And what we really need to do is reinstate that.
Let's look at some of these pictures we're seeing. You've been traveling all over. You've gone to 50 states, right?
Well, I'm working my way through
50 states.
We are right now about, I would say, almost halfway through. I think we've done about close to 20.
And you're going into these states and you're asking people and working with the kids to give you the art that you're bringing back to Winstead.
Well, it isn't quite that simple. What happens is I've organized something that the composition doesn't change, but we insert elements into the giant composition that are sort of organized by me. But if I go to, a couple weeks ago we went to the Andre Agassi Academy and did a project with the kids there. We all know what we're doing. They are an element in the composition. I know what they're doing. And we all worked in spackle in that case, and we made total mess for one whole week, and Andre and everybody else was thrilled with us. But one of the things that happens is that gives the kids a chance to be very creative. And we talk about all of the things that are coming into the project, all of the things that are incentives for kids. Well, it can be the environment, it can be health and fitness. If I'm working with Mehmet Oz on the Health Corps project and with kids in the inner city of New York City, we're doing tongue depressors that represent health and fitness. And it's with all Mehmet's kids that are part of the Health Corps thing. And if we're working on with Greg Mortensen, who wrote 3 Cups of Tea, who I met a couple weeks ago, and he is a total hero, who built 200 schools in Pakistan, we're talking about how everyone deserves a good education. So the kids are getting lessons.
What are you getting out of it?
Oh, well, at first it was just, the motivation was just, somebody needs to do something about this. We need to make something that the whole country can look at and be proud in both paying tribute to the work we've done and looking forward to where we should be and what we should expect of ourselves. And I think that I'm getting tons out of it, but the kids really raise the bar.
What about the paintings? What are you going to do when it's all done, Ellen? I mean, what's going to happen now? I mean, you're an artist. What is an artist to do?
Well, I'm not a good person on the beach, but I think what's happened is what we're hearing. I mean, I get calls every day from teachers in Kentucky.
Wow.
How can our kids get involved? We're working with all the scientists and engineers that got us to Mars, with a space studies project happening in 19 states. So we've got so many things going on. We're now started organizing educational programs that go along, that align themselves with the things we're doing.
What's on display right now in Hartford?
Oh, it's so great. We basically built a giant ship in a bottle.
Wow.
In the Hartford Public Library, they have a beautiful 30-foot glass space, never used. I went and asked them if they'd like to see some of these mural pieces, and after thinking I was a little crazy, they agreed to this.
You're an artist. It's allowed.
We literally took apart all these big pieces that are in my studio, moved them into the library, reconstructed them against scaffolding. It took, we had 9 guys in there. We had a climber from Yosemite because we were hoisting things up as high as 28 feet. If you're driving down Main Street in Hartford right now, you can look into the library and see these giant pieces of the mural. And this only represents, I would say 20% of the entire mural. But the other day I was sitting there and I was just looking, and a truck drove down Main Street and started honking. This is a 16-wheeler.
Oh,
we have
my
a giant trucker in the window, and he was responding to that.
Well, listen, you can see part of the American Mural Project at the Hartford Public Library from from now until November 29th.
Except that they've extended it.
They've extended it till
We're
when?
going through Christmas.
Oh,
and
my
New Year's.
goodness. Till Christmas, then. Well, the artist reception takes place on Friday night from 5:30 until 7. Ellen Grizzadick, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.